Hey guys, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to Captivate Charm. Sorry, I've been gone. Yeah, I've been absent. And truthfully, I don't have a good excuse. I think that I really needed like a pep talk. You know, sometimes you just need like someone to like boost you up and be like, it's okay. You got this. And that for me was none other than Rachael here on YouTube. She is amazing and I will link her channel down below. She just reached 1,000 subscribers recently. Congrats. Please go follow her. She's fun to watch. And yeah, so if you've read the title, then you already know what we're doing today. I am going to show you a ridiculous amount of books that I purchased at a recent half-price books fair. Like they do, I don't know how many times a year they do that, but down at the state fairgrounds they have a $2 and under sale, and I bought a crap ton of books. I rebought these only because they have a nostalgia for me. I don't think, here's my unpopular opinion, I don't think that they're the worst books in the world. I think that there is a lot of things wrong with these books, but I definitely think they're not as bad as many people have made them out to be. They're not my favorite, but hey, for $2 and under, I'll buy them again. Look how nice these copies are. Someone took good care of these, or didn't read them. The next like set that I bought at the $2 and under sale, I actually had a hardcover copy set of this series, and if I'm just being really honest, I had moved into a new apartment and I had to downsize, so I got rid of a lot of books. And at one point in my life I was being very minimalist and I was getting rid of a lot of things, and which isn't a bad thing, and I'm not trying to like re-hoard everything, but a couple things I just wanted to pick back up. So here's the other set that I decided to pick back up. The Hunger Games. I love the Hunger Games. I don't know why. I don't know why I got rid of this, but that's okay. As a series, I really, really like these. So, and again, for $2, I'll give them a place on my shelf. Now let's look at some of the other things that I picked up at the sale that I haven't necessarily read before. And a lot of these are like popular books that I haven't read. So feel free to be like, oh my gosh, she's never read that. No, I haven't, but I picked it up with the intention to read it now. I was never forced to read this in school. Of Mice and Men. So I'm going to read it. So there you go. Pride and Prejudice. Yeah. I've never read any Jane Austen, so I'm going to give Jane Austen a shot. I saw this too, and this made me laugh. Anyway, so Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I've always wanted to read this, but I didn't think I could read this retelling without reading this first. So, glad I could find them both at the sale. I found this at the sale, and I love creepy, spooky things, so I should really get to this month. Yeah. Saw this. Fallen. The back says, what if the person you were meant to be with could never be yours? Well, that would be just so sad. So yeah, I thought I would check this out. While I was at the sale, I also saw this. It's called Torment, which is also a Fallen novel. I haven't looked up which like number this is. So yeah, if you are a fan of the Fallen series, like let me know down below what order this is, and I will be sure to pick up the others and make sure I go in order. Here's another popular book that other people have read and talk about all the time here on Booktube, and I have not even touched or scratched the surface of this series, or you know, this expanding universe of books. That would be the Shadowhunter series and the Mortal Instruments book 1, City of Bones. So yeah, I have not read anything by Cassandra Clare, so going to give this a chance. Okay, what else? I picked up a Maggie Stiefvater book, but not the ones that you typically like hear about, like Shiver and Linger. I did find Forever on sale. I also found this, The Scorpio Races. I'm not gonna lie, I picked this up because I thought the cover was pretty. This happens a lot to me. I'm a graphic designer. I get excited about pretty stuff, so let me know down below if you like this. I really like Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park and Lost World. I don't like Lost World nearly as much as I liked the original Jurassic Park. So, but I love his style of writing, so I went ahead and picked up Timeline. Reading the synopsis, it sounds like something that I would enjoy, time travel and stuff. So I think that's pretty cool. Anything with time travel is interesting to me, so, and I like the way he writes, so I'm sure I will like this. When I was shopping, I had brought a friend along, and she picked this up and said, "Do you think this is interesting?" And I'm like, yeah, it is interesting. I don't know, cool. Just this old copy of The Scarlet Letter. I liked The Scarlet Letter. We read it in 10th grade, and I thought it was good, so I'm glad to have this little gem. I picked up this book, and I remember this being a movie, because there's a little thing down here saying now a major motion picture from the director of Twilight. I can't remember if, is Kristen Stewart in this too? Like, I can't remember. I'm probably totally off, but what else is new? I love like fairy tales and retellings and things like that. I love stuff like that. So I'm sure I'm gonna like this. A couple other random things that I found. I'm pretty sure that this is part of a series. Bad Girls Don't Die. I don't really know much about this book. As with most of these, I don't really know much about them. They were mostly just cover buys because I either have heard of the title before, or I saw it and I thought it looked cool and I read the back and I'm like, yeah, that's good enough. So yeah, I'll have to look into this and make sure that there isn't any prequels before this. Anyway, so I also found What Darkness Brings by C.S. Harris. Again, I don't know anything about this book, but it looked cool. Are we noticing a trend here? Okay, so I read Wicked a long time ago, probably like 5 years ago. I read Wicked. Yeah, so I've never read the sequel. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, I don't know if anybody talked about it when it came out, but I never really heard a lot. Like, I heard a lot of people talking about Wicked, but I never heard a lot of people talking about this one. But it was a really neat, like, cover and hardback. May have to revisit Wicked in order to understand this because, again, it's been a while. Another book that I picked up that I used to own, and then I don't know if I gave it to my sister or what I did with it, but I found it at the sale, so I picked it up again. It's Crank. This book really gave me some perspective on people dealing with, like, drugs and stuff like that, and I never personally, like, went through that in high school, but I read this in high school. I never personally went through that myself, but I had a few friends that were struggling. And this book really kind of opened up my mind instead of, like, being closed off to them about stuff. And I don't know, I really appreciate the perspective in this book. And I think this kind of also made me love, like, actually, if I'm being honest, my favorite, like, introduction to, like, poetry like this was Out of the Dust when I was in, like, 5th grade. Out of the Dust is a great book. I don't care what anybody says. But I picked this up because I, one, really liked long form poetry, and everybody was reading Go Ask Alice. I've never read Go Ask Alice, but I read this instead, and I liked this. I also really liked Burned by Ellen Hopkins, but I didn't see that at the sale, but I think I might try to pick that up again because I found this at the sale. It's called Smoke, and it was the sequel to Burned, and my favorite book by Ellen Hopkins is Burned. I'm going to need to buy another copy, so before I can read this. I also found 3 other Ellen Hopkins when I was at the sale. So I found Perfect, Tilt, and Tricks. So do you guys like Ellen Hopkins? Because, like, I love, like, that kind of, like, style, poetry style. And honestly, like, this is my new, like, feels for that kind of writing. I love Milk and Honey. I read this at the right time in my life last year. This was there for me at the right place at the right time. And I started to read this year. I have not finished it. I know it's short. I wasn't in the right frame of mind. I feel like I have to be in the right frame of mind to appreciate Ruby. And I think she really got me. Like, I marked because I've returned to it over and over again because it speaks to me. So yeah, long form poetry, novel writing, you got me. Yeah, not the point of this video, but yeah, side note, executed. Let's keep rolling with all the books I bought. So I also picked up Ironside, a modern fairy's tale by Holly Black. Yeah, I don't have any idea what this is about, but I picked it up because it's Holly Black. And I've heard so much about Holly Black, so maybe this isn't the place to start, but we'll see. I think I also picked up recently The Coldest Girl in Cold Town. Yeah, I did. It's on my shelf. So, yeah. Tell me where to start. Should I start here? Or should I start there? Coldest Girl in Cold Town. Let me know. Okay, guys. I've got like 5 more books. I'm lying. Yeah. Maybe 10 more. We have this many more books. Just this many. I'm gonna run through them, okay? These are like pretty familiar childhood books that I've never read. So let's do the rundown. James and the Giant Peach, The Tale of Despereaux, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, Treasure Island, The Tiger Rising, Because of Winn-Dixie, George's Marvelous Medicine, The Witches, which, by the way, I love this movie, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and Matilda, which I also love this movie. Okay guys, that completes this video. Those are all of the books that I found. If you love half-price books, make sure you check out your local half-price books and see when their next big clearance haul out outlet sale is, and grab yourself some good books or things that you've been meaning to read. Thank you guys. I am so glad to be back, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.